can talk.
Allow me! Share my knowledge! Rest and rebuild!
The wind rises. Too slow. Quick fall.
Solidified!
Too slow.
Everyone hold hands!
Another test.
Gather! Order guide you!
Squall and fury. Know your place.
Stabilize!
That tingles?
The Temple of Wisdom!
Free!
Behold.
The wrong test subject. Picked the wrong test subject.
Solidified!
I see everything!
A new job.
Allow me! Yeah!
The wind rises.
have order. Stabilize.
Swan Fury. Upon the gale. Let's get down to business.
Everyone hold hands. Share my knowledge. Hold the line. Covenants of the deep.
Gather.
Quit following me. You want... Too slow. Too slow. Behold! Bow your head!
Order guide you.
Allow me.
The wind rises.
Stabilize.
Grow.
Behold!
Solidify.
I see everything. Make yourselves at home.
Swan Fury! You dare to gaze upon me?
Stabilize. I will have order.
Behold!
Solidified!
Everyone hold hands! Hold the line! Turn! Bring refuge!
The wind rises. Yeah. Ah! Ja! 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 Yeah! Ha! Ha! Ja!
Stabilize!
Rest and rebuild! Committed to memory!
Behold! Ha! Search for it. Yeah. Ha! 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 Yeah. Ha! Ha! Wretched vermin!
Order guide you! Gather!
Hey! Hold the line!
The wind rises. Yeah. Ja! Ha! Ja! Ha! 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 Yeah. Ja!
I see everything!
Squall and fury. Ha! Ha! Search for it. The wind rises. Ha! Ha! Ha!
The Temple of Wisdom!
Ja! Ha! Yeah! Ha! Ja! Ja! Ha! Ha! Yeah! Ha! Ja! Ha! Yeah! Unsightly insects.
Solidify!
Squall and fury. Ha! Ha! Yeah! Ha! 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 Ja! Ha! Ja! Ha!
This way, Colonel!
This is order! Stabilize!
Rest and rebuild! Covenant of the... Grow, grow, grow!
Behold! Ka! Ka! Yeah! Ha! Ha! Ja! Ha! 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 Ja! Ha! Yeah!
Gather!
Hey! Make yourselves at home! Allow me!
Ka! Ha! Ka! Ha! Ha! Know your place. Ja! Squall and fury. Yeah! Ja! Ha! Ja! Ha! 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 Yeah!
Rise! I will have order!
Ha! Ka!
Everyone hold hands! Rest and rebuild!
Solidify!
The wind rises. Ha! Ka! Ha! Yeah! Ja! Ha! Ka! Ka! Ja! Ha! You dare to gaze upon me?
Gather!
Ka! Ha!
Committed to memory! Allow me!
Squall and fury. Yeah!
Stabilize.
Sharing my knowledge. Hold the line. Torrent, bring refuge.
Cry louder! The wind rises.
This is order. Solidify.
I see everything. Rest and rebuild.
Behold!
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
This realm. If you ever... Everyone hold hands! Hold the line!
Know your place.
Gather! Order guide you.
I see everything! Make yourselves at home! Rest and rebuild! Covenants of the...
The wind rises.
Solidify!
Hey!
Squall and fury. Quit following me. Too slow. Quit following me.
Gather!
Behold! You dare to gaze upon me?
Solidify! This is order.
The wind rises.
Everyone hold hands!
Behold! The wind rises.
Stabilize. Order guide you.
Hey! Allow me! Turn! Bring refuge! The Temple of Wisdom!
Behold! Wretched vermin!
Everyone hold hands! Rest and rebuild!
The wind rises. Behold! Hat as an umbrella? The audacity to even make that request. Swollen fury. Huh. Quit following me.
Will Miss Satario bring me some new picture books?
Stay safe. Don't get hurt.
You even want this? You even want this? Squall and Fury, search forth. Quit following me. You even want this? Too slow.
This is order. Solidify.
Hey! Hold the line! Grow!
One man's stone is another.
Whatever would you do with... Come on, let's go! There's a fort...
Stabilize.
Cry louder! How amusing.
Gather.
The wind rises.
Ta-da! Click!
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Fine, fine.
Solidify! I will have order!
You're Boris?
Squall Fury. Quit following me. Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay. That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tatara Suna mystery. When so much remains
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. I want to write my essay on something.
Yes, you came to me. So all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is...
Did one of them just mention Tatara Suna? Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's just going great. Let's go find out what the...
All right, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being... Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler.
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe...
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about... This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit...
So what, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out. Traveler, I hear you've helped many people...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the...
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a...
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look...
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatara Suna. But in the end, he threw it into a fire to destroy it. And apart from the swordmaker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a Kabuki Mono.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This Kabuki Mono lived in Tatara...
So first this strange person goes missing. Then...
Yes, my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too.
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it... It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the Government Records Office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals... Even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough...
Wait, so there are two...
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah,
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So, basically, something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that...
the Kaidahara clan.
Sawada, you left out the big...
Oh, yes, of course! How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are...
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki...
A puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your face.
No! Paimon just meant,
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon...
Oh, and please read my Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be Oh! How about if I plug the holes—
wait! You're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to...
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could... Besides, if there really was a political power...
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll...
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about. Okay, then even if we did know, after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay... Ah! Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by over there. It looked like the Balladeer. No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Too slow.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the Balladeer strolling around in public. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down? But Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the Balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. That puts him in quite a precarious position. Plus,
He's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a Harbinger anymore?
I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings. And you said you...
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear. Don't you?
Yeah, obviously!
Then let's put that discussion to this. Today can be a trial run.
All right. Then I'll do what we agreed.
Good. Go now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before,
Oh, yeah. Actually, that...
You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had... It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he knows the amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through, so I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about this.
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him!
I understand. How things will go in the future depends on what our minds have connected several times before. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing, it's my pleasure, really.
Paimon's...
I was going to contact you about that, but then you said... In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer even though he only has a fraction of his full power left. That's still... Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside. Great. Prepare yourselves.
Wow. It looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because Sumeru's at peace now.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but
Shut your beak, jailbird! No.
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively... I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides. But it is essential that you remain calm after entry.
Fine. Let's call it true.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that.
If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh. The snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start.
Irminsul access granted.
Is this a small sapling? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him. Wow. So, ooh. Paimon's...
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Teyvat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the...
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Can you still sense for the...
Yes. Permission to be...
Permission granted.
Let's go.
Hey, so... what
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went. Anything's possible in here. You can't.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge...
Lesser Lord Kusanagi,
Good, you made it.
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida...
The rest is up to you.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk? Yes, I've also invited...
Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus,
Paimon's never tried this, so... Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a...
as I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but perhaps today will be the day. Well done. So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
Huh. Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on,
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's...
oh, how interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking?
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
This light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement! You have to share it with us!
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatara Suna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and under your leadership, Tatara Suna, as I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatara Suna, it was originally established. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished. Skills, blood, dreams. Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw
So you say, Escher.
My good sir.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. Because I didn't want to. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke, mounting, and recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does.
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torachiyo, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way.
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat?
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can... I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside.
Judging from the look in your eye...
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering...
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially... I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher, and yet, Despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity.
If you kill me,
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some...
whoever you're working for won't get away with this.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui?
Just to create a...
That's it. That's why you...
Look how even the righteous soul is filled. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to... Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a...
If you give him, he has nothing.
What a beautiful way to see the world. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a... I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend, Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you.
Hey,
Dottore. Dottore! Good.
was that the doctor? Did he... But why did we...
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind.
Maybe so.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't... You know very well what that means.
Let's give him some space. He looks...
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind...
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor it was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did, of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer, after the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. The mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but the mechanic removed the withered heart. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded... He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow...
Holy moly.
Yes. Only if you...
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your... It won't.
Hey, are you
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descent.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset.
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to...
The heavens...
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your... I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser?
Yes.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't...
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
Huh? What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer or give me your hand. Can you hear my voice No, I can't do anything like that anymore. So tell me. Done.
Huh? What the?
Nothing. I was just thinking. So long. I suggest...
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the name's Balladeer. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me...
Hey! Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming to... But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Oh no!
Oh,
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
It was the Balladeer's fault.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here. We're running out of time.
Behold!
Sorry to interrupt, everyone. We finally have some real dream experts joining us. Esteemed experts, this way, please.
They must be dream experts. Oh, I have a question.
No rush.
Whoa.
My question is simple. My everyday life is very difficult, so I would like to become a slime in my dreams. How can I do that?
Oh, Paimon knows! The first time, Paimon became an animal slime. The second time, Paimon became a dendro slime. A group of kids thought Paimon. The third time, Paimon became a cryo slime. In the end, and the fourth time, Paimon became a powerful. But then the boar showed up with all of its relatives.
Wait, why did all of your dreams end so tragically?
Because slimes are monsters, even though they look cute, the things don't tend to end well for monsters. Believe Paimon.
I suppose you're right. I just want to experience a different life, but it seems that becoming a... Maybe I'd be happy.
Looks like being an expert is way easier. Next!
Oh, it's my turn. Esteemed.
Well? Hey, you're supposed to be helping. First, why don't you tell Paimon about the...
Oh, it's quite ordinary.
Why don't you just find your wife and tell...
Well,
Oh! Sorry.
no, it's fine. I didn't make that clear.
Yeah, it's not really about...
Oh,
Think about it. If you're the one thinking about her, and you're the one...
you do have a point.
Oh, my turn. I want to bring the souvenir box to my room into my dream.
I dreamt of a raven flying over the wasteland last night.
Hey, no rush! One at a time! Their questions were way too difficult. We don't actually know anything more than they do. We're just more experienced dreamers, that's all. You do have a point. It's more right now, these people... Oh, and now that Paimon has said that, you know who comes to mind? Bingo! Unfortunately, she's super...
Dear experts, we have another...
But you...
but this...
My question is, why didn't you
Huh? Nahida?
Interesting events like a moment of dreams don't have... Anyway,
Oh, right! If there's a...
you're not wrong. All right. Huh? What's wrong? You were all so excited a minute ago. Even so, and in terms of reputation and renown, you've also done many great things in Sumeru. Yet they didn't even... Alas, the interesting questions have all vanished in an instant.
That's not...
I don't want to get in the way of the original Now the atmosphere here is like water poured into a container. The water... I just want it to be another drop in the water, not the cold and restrictive container.
She's so, Hey! It's a...
All right. I'll give it a try.
Oh, it's the slime?
Hey, drop the nicknames, would you? Besides,
I see.
I guess I just want to experience something different. The sky is right above me, and the ocean just over the horizon.
So you want to experience something new in your dreams?
Because if I don't work, I won't have any Mora. Sure, I don't want to be out hammering nails and cutting wood every day, but I have aging parents and young children to take care of. By the time this all dawned on me, I realized that my life has already been filled to the brim by trifling matters, and I have no more freedom.
But if that's the case, then even if you became a flying bird or swimming fish, you will still be hammering nails and cutting wood in your dreams. The reason is you've already been caged. It doesn't matter what your physical body turns into. Your mind will still be stuck in the same predicament.
Really? That sounds pretty terrible.
I don't know everything that you're going through.
Huh? Replace...
That's right. Having worked for...
Well, of course. A good hammer needs to be Come to think of it, I haven't...
You should replace it. Then decorate the handle with something you like.
That makes sense.
A new sense of adventure. You don't need to become a bird in the air or a fish in the...
Yes. Yes, I'll go and pick out a new hammer right away. No.
That's our Nahida. Only you would know how to get right to the heart.
Actually, I didn't... Huh? I gave him that advice because I once saw a worker doing the same thing. Whenever after a moment, he'd start to smile. It really surprised me at the time. My guess is that the names on the handle were of important people to him. After all, is it because of excitement? anticipation, or how.
Oh, Paimon gets what you mean.
That's why I was a bit nervous just now. Don't mind me, though. This is just my way of learning.
Hey, don't forget about Paimon.
Thanks, you too. That makes me feel a lot better. Let's move on to the...
I already asked the experts, what should I do if I want...
Longing for the deceased. Even if you keep reliving those beautiful... If your wife were still alive, she's...
No. I suppose... I don't know. She even remembers each and every dream. After I wake up, and then continue dreaming again later...
That's really amazing.
It's almost as if my wife has obtained a second life in my dreams.
Maybe all of this is rooted in... Were there any unresolved matters, or...
I don't know. I suppose I really felt like I was ready to move on. I wouldn't...
You know...
But dreams are, and will forever be. Just... It's not good to be overly obsessed with dreams.
Yes, I know. And it's probably not good.
I'm a little worried about it. I think I can handle things from here.
Are you feeling any...
Yes. I think the Dendro... Now that I think about it, my wife and I know where that place exists in reality, but at the same time, I feel as if I should go. Otherwise, once I can stop dreaming of... Actually, you two are adventurers, right?
Yeah, and even if you can't see your wife there...
Yeah.
All right, go...
Are you
Huh? Wait,
I just finished. And anyway, it looks like...
Oh, there's no need to trouble you, great Dendro Art.
No need to stand on ceremony. Besides, I wouldn't have asked to come along if I didn't have a good reason. I wanted to use this opportunity to discuss...
Huh. I didn't...
I know.
Sometimes you just need to give up an unrealistic dream.
It's always nice to...
Huh. Do adventurers often go to places like this? Huh.
So, this is where you always...
Yes, for the most part. Our place, when I saw her in my dreams, I'd tell her about our daughter. She would also reminisce about the past. It feels like no matter how long...
Sometimes, it's...
This is the part I'm very familiar with dreams, and normally, they lack logic and continuity. But you said she could remember what you had told her...
That's right. She always listened to me carefully in real life. She always surprises me with some details from our lives in the real world.
Whoa. That's...
However, The problem is that his dreams have too much structure and continuity. For example, a loud noise outside your window in the real world could cause your dreams. Another example. If you're thirsty in the real world, but the appearance of your wife seems unusually stable and unaffected by any outside interference.
I don't understand it either. But I have no reason to suspect or reject these dreams.
But I still want to figure out the how and the why. Let's go.
Well, he really wasn't kidding. This place definitely isn't safe.
No matter. We'll just finish them quickly.
Huh? Are you going to fight Tunahira?
Of course. This is all part of our little trip.
Stabilize!
Jumpy Dumpty Pop!
Everyone hold hands!
Solidify!
The wind rises.
The scenery here is amazing! It also seems like a great spot for eating snacks and taking a nap. Paimon wouldn't mind spending some time here every day either.
I've yet to see anything strange about this place. I do not plan to deny the power of longing. Such an intense but unquantifiable emotion could indeed have the power to organize dreams.
His wife must be a really amazing person. Huh? Wait, where'd he go?
Oh, so you were waiting for me here? Well, guess what? I've brought... When the Dendro Archon said she wanted to come with me, I could hardly believe it. I'll bring Haidar once I'm more familiar with the way here. She's been telling me that she really misses you.
Huh? What's wrong with him? There's nobody there.
Wait, Minar. Don't go that way. It's dangerous.
Uh-oh, he's gonna fall! Catch him!
Luckily he didn't fall. But what was all that rambling about? He also looks like he's passed out.
He's in the dream now. What he said just now matches almost perfectly with the dreams he's described to us earlier.
Oh, so he fell asleep and started to have the same dream?
I find it a little strange as well, but we mustn't awaken someone while they're sleepwalking. All we can do is sit here and wait.
Huh? Minar. Where's Minar?
Oh, good! You're finally awake!
What happened? Huh? Sleepwalking? Oh, right. It was all just a dream. The moment I reached the summit, I saw my wife, Minar, sitting there, and walked over to her. After I introduced her to you, she seemed a little flustered and started walking away. I told her to stop because of the cliff, and then she seemed to suddenly disappear. A strong wind started to blow around me and the sky grew dark. When I realized something wasn't right, I woke up.
That sounds pretty wild. Maybe you were just too tired.
I don't think so. I slept a lot yesterday, and I don't feel very sleepy now.
Maybe we've affected the way his subconscious constructs dreams by following him here. Anyway, all that matters is that you woke up safe and sound.
I think I know what happened now. I'm sorry. If it weren't for you, I would have fallen.
Let's head back now. Don't come back to this place again for the time being.
Oh, okay.
Nahida, what's on your mind? Paimon's a little worried now.
We still don't have enough evidence to work off of, so it's hard to draw any reliable conclusions yet. But I'm concerned that Ilmon's case may not be unique to him.
Oh, right! Come to think of it, there were lots of people from the event who had vivid memories of their dreams.
Right. And not only at a moment of dreams, there may be people we need to understand what's happening and
Then there's no time to lose! Stop standing there, Ilmon! Let's go! We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
this is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this isn't some...
An emergency? How...
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer... He wants to change the past? But surely that's impossible! Right! You can't just rewrite history! All that stuff happened already in real life! It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even if no one was there to see it, So, Paimon's... Huh? Ah! Sorry, Paimon accidentally... But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable! Is that really possible? Uh-oh. Paimon's had it with that little... There's no way he'll actually succeed. There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But, Paimon... So, how about... Alright, Paimon will start. First, Andrean Chili Chick... Oh! Also, Adeptus Temptation... like saucers. Was it something... So, the balladeer. Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
She completely neglected her own creation. And to add insult to injury, she said it was because she couldn't bring herself to intervene in my fate. Everyone praises her for her kindness and benevolence. But they forget that love is also a form of sin. What if she's just trying to compensate for something? He's simple of mind and not that strong of body. Naming him to the lowest ranked seat lowered the Harbinger's collective prestige. Thankfully, I'm no longer part of that group. A smooth-talking yokai. Though she pretends to care about humans to gain the favor of her god, all she seeks are entertaining ways to pass her time.
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. Very well. I'll tell you what I know once more. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden, comprised of 5 branches. Amenoma, Futsu, Ishin, Hyakume, and Senju. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 branches diverged from one another as generations of bladesmiths honed and perfected their craft until they became 5 distinct traditions. Most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline, and for a long time, only the Amenoma branch kept its art alive. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. Now, 2 clans remain of the original Gokuden 5. If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were! Paimon remembers that now. They learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden then, too. It seems like such a shame.
That, my friends, is a tragic tale indeed. In fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, I knew of those great clans' demise, but never the cause. Only recently, when the question was on my mind, did I ask Kaedehara Kazuha about this. He told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden Gokuden, it was right that I should know the truth. There is no harm in telling you, but I must warn you. It is a dark and sorrowful tale. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous rampage by a vengeful bladesmith.
Vengeful? Why?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa, though he had family ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but neither of them made it out. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty shogun for her apparent indifference towards his father's death, and he hated everyone who had done nothing to try and save him. Powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his children was his hatred. Generation after generation bore this grudge, living in utter misery. Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his pent anger and shake the very foundations of Inazuma's forging. In his fury, he murdered indiscriminately, killing even Blade. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his kill. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. They're on to the next step. We're here!
Traveler! It's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid you're...
Are they out on
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meeting.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow...
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Of course. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. As for the Commissioner himself, well...
So pretty much...
Very much...
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. In fact, Miss Kamisato talked, I must say, many things. Whenever the Commissioner has such a... They say it's because Toma's a much... They get to talking about Miss Kamisato. It's been many years now since the late Mr. and as someone who is old and gray enough to... So, in the future, if you ever do have the time, the wonderful...
Paimon likes it here too! Paimon's itching to try it.
Of course.
Alright, goodbye for now. We're, great! Goodbye, ma'am! Don't worry,
All right.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep, everything...
Very well.
Well, here we are. But what are we looking for? Something or someone?
Do my eyes deceive me?
Xavier? What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now
We have some questions and thought you might be able...
certainly do. If there's anything you want to know, just ask. Like the back of my head. Not only that, but I've met people in Ina. Oh, well, I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and smelting operations in the nation. Goes back around
A couple?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years. They say he was a mechanic who consulted on a
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier's...
Oh, I didn't realize you two...
Me neither. Paimon doesn't...
What brought this on? Did you just wake up today? Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mon? I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around dressed to the nines. Just the sort of person that... But sadly, I've never had the pleasure, nor have... Of course! Don't mention it.
Oh, we're leaving? Okay.
Oh, you're most welcome. Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. No matter what happens, come on. You gotta keep it together. Why don't you grab something? All right, let's
Quit following me. Behold!
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are.
We have time. What is...
It's the same topic we discussed.
Still looking for more info about Tatara Suna, huh? Should we join them?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh?
I presume you'll want to read mine as...
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how he wished he could gather more information about all...
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow, so many...
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Ugh. So there's no go...
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis.
Yes, okay. Point taken. You won't...
And they're back at it.
Oh, so sorry.
You're welcome.
Keep us in the loop if you...
Will do.
The wind rises.
How have you been?
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this whole time. That night, we ended up chatting and chatting until suddenly the sun was up. And then he decided he wanted to go to Inazuma.
The Balladeer? It sounds like some kind of code name. You look troubled. Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong? You look...
That's quite a... So, this puppet known as the Balladeer erased himself.
But how?
As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, nevertheless, it does make sense.
So, you believe this person really existed, and we just don't remember him because... well, because he lit...
Yes. Theoretically speaking, the Traveler comes from a world beyond Tevat. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that...
Paimon's having a hard time understanding that...
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died. Once the Balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely he couldn't keep hating humans after that. And the story makes sense. The Balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the Doctor's help. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself.
Yeah, it does make it just feel so hopeless.
Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale?
I authored this record.
Huh? You?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear.
Hold on. So this
Yes. Any information about the Balladeer or the Kabuki Mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left in changing the information in but Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance.
That's incredible!
And sending the Traveler into Irminsul with the Balladeer must have been a further precaution. This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present, but if we connect all the different pieces together... There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes. Joined once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree, the kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender, and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, the monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The fox is..." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lit. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, how it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. I will become the new moon, the answer to
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the balladeer story. To become a god, he was experimented on and modified countless. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Creating a deity was just the first step. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and
It's hard to believe that this person really Paimon has no memory of him at all.
the balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and before he vanished, he confirmed an important... We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but...
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't...
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. So the answer is not everything. When you give someone the truth, to others looking on, this may seem like a point. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, and that is what you have been...
Yeah, Nahida's right. Cheer up. How about we go get something to eat?
Good idea.
You got it. Come on, traveler. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits. It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up.
Squall Fury! Too slow.
Behold!
Quit following me.
Jumpy Dumpty Go! We're here! What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? All right, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat. What is it? Have you figured it all out? Why'd you jump up?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here. You mean me?
No, not you. That kid. Didn't you see? Little rascal. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out.
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's the
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you...
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me.
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about.
Leave it to me. I'll find...
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't... You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander...
That's right. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed.
Hey! What do we do now? Okay, stay...
Yeah.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Stealing his Sunsetias? Isn't that a bit too cruel? Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash... Huh? You two over there. You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be blind not... no, we haven't met. I have no recollection.
Are you...
Sorry, but I just can't take your word.
A puppet?
Huh?
You were right!
I guess you do know me after all. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, I'm sure... Okay, but please let me
Are you really working for that guy?
Yes, I ran into him out in the wilderness during a storm.
That's...
Let me take these back. Then I'll come...
Then let's return to the...
Here you go, boss. I'll leave them right here.
Oh, you really went and picked some more.
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me.
I was just about to pay you anyway.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world. Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why is this guy traveling during a rainstorm? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it. Certainly.
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo. I've run into all...
Thank you. All right, done.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do apologize.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't...
You say that you are trekking across Teyvat to train yourself.
Well, it seems more relevant in my case, but these two claim that they know me.
I wouldn't call it the path. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but...
Oh, like a...
Yes, something
Okay, I have... Oh, you want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have... If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no... But I'll be able to handle it.
Is truth something you...
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your you nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because you drifted from place to place, never... Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes...
I gave everything I had.
In terms of the outcome alone.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific...
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And he...
It seems like my previous incarnation was...
We're not trying to hurt your feelings.
If we were enemies... What?
This is so frustrating! This guy, he's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him tell...
Lesser Lord Kusanali. As the god...
Yes, it's all true.
Please, I want to see...
Even though it will cause your present...
I'm just a puppet. With no heart and no name. There is nothing in this...
Very well.
Wait, shouldn't we go with him?
Don't worry. Whatever...
Traveler, could I ask you to supervise...
Oh, good point. Given...
Understood.
Thank you.
I won't hold you back. Much.
Let's go get ourselves some answers.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using these memories will show you the raw truth. But
sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me.
We never give up halfway. Well, we had to once.
All right.
Wanderer, this is the Shake Pavilion. In your balladeer...
Is that because this...
You could...
I hear footsteps.
This place is huge. I can't believe the landslide didn't fill it in. I wonder who built... No, there's no way. Look at this... There's... You're awake! What? Not a scrub.
This man is Katsuragi, deputy to Torichiyo's adopted son, Mikoshi Nagamasa. He found the balladeer in Shake...
And the rest is history.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was up...
Let me get you out of here.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. The balladeer, then known as the Kabuki, as the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility for... But Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had once saved his life. At Katsuragi's
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
Whoa, this is where you were born? It's pretty.
I was abandoned, like you.
Okay, I heard my mom and dad used to make swords. He kept coughing all the time.
But you can't.
Yup, we're
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, after his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. After leaving Tatarasuna, the balladeer ran into this child who didn't...
What happened to the child?
He died from his illness while he was still very young.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! You're no different from Niwa and all the others.
The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
Gather!
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you can continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Things are about to get tight.
Teamwork is strength!
The wind rises.
Come at me! I will have order! You can't... Gather!
Miscalculated. Behold! This place is dark.
Paimon knows this place. It's the Delusion Factory in Inazuma.
In the original version of events, the Traveler once encountered the balladeer here.
Such a creepy atmosphere. And so familiar. Hey, look over there!
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools...
Huh. What do you have to gain from belittling yourself? Perhaps you find fighting in the abyss to be a more meaningful use of your time? Oh, but of course...
What a funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you...
Save your breath.
I'm sure you think so, but I still think you need to hear it. Don't start thinking...
Surely you're not...
I just can't have you getting in my way.
I'm merely lighting a little fire in this chaotic... Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokuda... Look at you. Oh, don't get so sentimental. By then, see you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue? Forget it.
The plot does not end here. There is more.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
This is order.
Gotcha.
Can't run from death.
Looks like we have arrived in Sumeru. Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the experiment in his place.
Welcome. I look forward to a fruitful collaboration.
When do we start?
You seem impatient. You should know that because
the biological transformation is a lengthy process. As such, I too would recommend that we commence as soon as possible.
Nothing worse than what I've been through before.
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you. Alas, after that, you were under orders to remain in the abyss. We barely saw each other.
That was gracefully worded. Ever wonder what they think if they knew that nothing matters?
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche.
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister energy.
It's normal for him to give you the creep.
Let's move on.
You're a god.
If you accept that he is you, just as you...
In your eyes?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self? Whoever has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost...
I've seen enough of my past. If possible, no matter the consequences, I won't run. Can you return my memories?
Huh? But...
I've always believed that human lives follow a set of rules. As a puppet living in a human world, my life is subject...
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. All the emotions, are you sure you want...
I've lived with the void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since, but then I met you. And I finally realized that... I've always felt I have an innate tendency to yearn for something more. In a way that goes deeper than for so I beg you, grant...
Very well. Since your mind is made up... You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free?
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is... my...
Is he alright? No way! Hey! Are you done yet?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end. This is trying my patience.
Have you cut out your memory just now?
Have you got any more stupid questions?
Feeble human!
The wind rises.
At my command, you shall fall! Insignificant pest!
Quit following me.
Wretched vermin! Behold!
Squall and fury.
My endless cycle begins! Insignificant pest!
You're dead.
Feeble human!
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
It disappeared. Did we win?
What did you expect? I'd never lose to that.
There's the tone of voice again. You're deaf weight. But it was you inside.
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. Just the... You sound like... But don't worry. Thanks to you, even...
The memory recovery seems...
Come on.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer.
It feels like...
You don't like being addressed by that...
It's fine. But after learning about everything the doctor did, there's no way I can... I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui. And they wouldn't take me back anyway.
So, you're quitting the Fatui for good?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope changing the world, what you were looking for, is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world won't...
Indeed.
Do you regret doing all that?
Even if I'm completely worthless, Lesser Lord Kusanali, you purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes. And I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that information.
Why would you go to such lengths?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was... But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past. If all I wanted to do was use you...
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's what...
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins... Oh, right. I almost forgot. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things. But I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are fated to end up with.
I'm glad you're able to think of Traveler. In the future, I'll continue to search, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul. What exactly happened I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to Inazuma? So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me a favor. And I'll do it. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger that I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing. Some things in this world can never be brought back. Everything that you feel is real and lasting. To be human is to live with imperfections.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they?
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on. And the longer your future lasts, the shorter your past will become, until one day, it is but a tiny fraction of your life.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn complicated. Paimon doesn't even know where to start, but the most important...
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal.
Ooh! Paimon wants to pick an ugly nickname for you, too!
Why?
Because...
Then
A name is life's first gift. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot.
Are you sure? Oh.
There.
What about a nickname? Take your time. I don't need to see you again. Everyone who manipulated me and made me suffer will have to pay.
You mean the Fatu?
The doctor.
Now that your stance has changed, I believe your future path will change accordingly.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. Some of them know. Well, they ought to know. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the time being. If you see them, even though the events have been erased from the world...
I see.
Huh? But...
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they so... Alright. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have been like living an entire lifetime in...
Yeah, true. But even so, after everything that's happened, so we can finally go eat?
Thank you both. I hope you will find some...
I've got it! I can end my novel with some...
You mean because everyone else in the story...
Yeah! I heard that Mikoshi Nagamasa died at a ripe old age. The dark clouds had dissipated, but they continued to cast. Then, one night, as an old man, he had all these expressions of joy, melted down in the furnace fire, and turned... Life is a story.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and hunger comes rushing. Wow! Huh? Look at the vase. Did someone break it while they were cleaning the room or something?
You sound lost, and I know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find...
Huh? Is there some...
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. When a small animal runs into a tree like a vase that falls to the ground, history does not change easily.
The voices disappeared, and who the heck was that? And what were they... Anyway, that feels wrong just leaving it.
Every journey has its final day. Don't...
The wind rises. Squall and Fury.
Solidify!
Quietly now.
The wind rises.
Stabilize! Solidify!
Squall and Fury.
Unnecessary. While I still had value as a pawn, she might have had other reasons to keep me alive. It's certainly possible that it was because she's wise or benevolent, or happened to see a hint of loneliness, although the idea of divine favor makes me a little ill. I'm not going to be picky about a new source of power. You think there's some kind of meaning behind the element of animo? Why did that thought even occur to you? I'll leave that kind of thing to fate. Obsessing over something that's destined to be ever out of one's reach is just a waste of time. It's a pity that Lesser Lord Kusanali already forced him to erase so many of his segments. The joy— You speak of the descendant of the Kaitahara clan? Then isn't he— Wait, he also possesses an animo vision? And even managed to take on the Raiden Shogun's Musa no Hirotachi? I once thought that deification would allow me to get rid of all my pointless emotions, but I've since abandoned that view. Anger, whether it be from others or my—
I'll have you beg. You're dead. Quit follow upon the gale. Upon the gale. Surge forth. You dare to gaze up? Know your place. Bow your head. Bow your head. Cry loud, wretched vermin. Unsightly insects. Squall and fury. Behold, the wind rises.
You want to learn more? Nothing remained in her ashes. I have no interest in those who have lost their future. Let me ask. What should you do if you were to encounter— Everyone praises her for her kindness and